Here's a new lineup from BG. This part's not new. I'm really used to running this into the intake, which I do if I suspect an engine is carboned up, not running quite right, but I've ruled out other issues. I like to use this because it can be a fix, but like any other cleaner that you put in your vehicle, if you don't know that that's what's wrong, it's not necessarily going to help you. So anyway, this I'm going to show being pressure pushed through a car. That's something that goes into the fuel tank afterwards. Always needs new spark plugs at the same time. And the new add is the fuel system dryer. We use a system like this to push it through. I usually run it higher than 15 psi, but this one was struggling to run, so I brought it down a little bit. You don't want to risk vapor locking the engine. Got to rev it up every once in a while. And you got the BG so it doesn't vapor lock. Just do that every once in a while, but you're actually supposed to run it idle. Check it out. This car looks like I'm running Seafoam, but it's BG. I've never used BG where I was cleaning off so much stuff that it looked like Seafoam. Because unlike Seafoam would do this on a clean engine. BG only does that on a dirty engine.
1.
Can you say 2?
2, 3.
4.
5.
You're not pregnant, doesn't count.
Rev up your engines. You're a champion to help you. Huzzah!
Take a dive! Normally I run this right next to the throttle plate. It was just too hot for me to get down there. Everything was really, really hot today because it's the first warm day of the year. So I'm going ahead and running it, making just as long as it's running after the MAF. It's not going to cause any issues with any sensors. You can run it a little bit farther away if you want, but I still got it pointed right at the throttle plate. Right where that clamp is, that's where the throttle plate is. So that works well on this 07 Camry. The engine was running a little rough beforehand, but now when I rev it, it's starting to sound really good. Didn't sound this good before. Safety first. Even if my garage door is open, I still need to try to keep this out of the garage. You get a headache with this stuff. Never give the customer's car back after doing a BG service without first driving it. You want to drive it hard to finish blowing off everything that the BG service was doing a good clean on. Traffic aside, have to wait for traffic to clear to actually push on the gas hard. The other important reason for this is to watch to see if you set a check engine light. In this case, I cleared the check engine light. Yes, that's right. I had a check engine light for a PO420. I noticed that the engine wasn't running that great, but like it needed a cleanup. That's why I recommended a BG service. And then I recommended changing the spark plugs after that, because if the engine does get cleaned up quite well, it'll foul the spark plugs. Plus the spark plugs actually need replacing anyway. The other day I also did a BG service on a S10, or, well, they don't call them S10s anymore, it's the replacement of that. But it's got a direct injection engine, and those direct injection engines, they really do, well, they can get dirty bad fast. He'd only done 80,000 miles, and Chevy has a TSP out on those trucks saying that if you can't do like a pressure fuel treated cleaning, obviously Chevy has their own, but we did our BG clean on it. If that doesn't work, then you have to take that Chevy engine apart just to decarbonize it to make it run right again. In our case, we got lucky, and just running the BG service made the engine run so much better, and it took care of the customer concern and also took care of the check engine light as well. Now, what happens a lot when you run the BG is that the spark plugs get fouled out. But what's interesting is we needed to be sure that we were making the right decision to do a BG clean instead of reprimand a catalytic converter. So, to be more sure of the sensor data, see how much it would clean up, I actually cleaned these spark plugs that were thickly caked. I can pause the video and kind of show you what it looked like before in an image. And if you clean a spark plug before you run BG, maybe it can't catch the carbon. Because these actually look like normal, healthy plugs, and before they looked all like a thick white goo was all over them, and obviously they were really not doing well. Now, I'm still glad we replaced them. I'm just saying that that's pretty impressive and odd. Okay, this is pretty exciting. I just remembered I kept you guys another set of spark plugs so you could see what they looked like after BG and why you have to replace them. These were not black and carboned out before, but some of them are after. This was on that Chevy Colorado that I kept calling an S10 because I'm old school. Now, this one didn't carbon up as bad, but they also looked more white. More of them looked like this beforehand. You know, just a worn out plug. Now this one especially is bad. Because you can see how it's just like a really bad beat up. You also see right in here some high-speed glazing. Man, I love this camera and how close up you can get. It looks so clear. It looks clearer on my camera than it does in person. Another fouled out plug. So yeah, you're gonna do your BG. Go ahead and run the BG service first, and then put in your new spark plugs, because they can foul out. I haven't seen them foul out every time, but what I have seen is usually if someone needs BG or some other type of fuel cleanup service, where they do a cleanup on their engine, they are needing spark plugs at the same time. I've never seen these two concepts be exclusive.